Hi, good morning to you all. In this video, we will discuss data models. In the previous video, we understood the concept of schema. What it says, the structure of the database is nothing but schema. Whereas coming to data model, it is nothing but the underlying structure of the database. It is also called as meta schema. Let us consider this picture. In this picture, you can see one is a model of a house, another one is the plan of a house. We have different types of house models. You might be knowing. One type of house model may be bungalow type, another type duplex model, another one villas model. So by model you can say what is that particular house. So you can correlate this model of a house with the data model. That is nothing but the underlying structure of the database or meta schema, and you can correlate with the plan of a house with the schema of the database, or you can say in another way structure of the database. What is the use of this particular data model? It will give you the visual representation of an enterprise and what are the data elements are there and how they are connected. Now we will discuss categories of data models. Data models are categorized into three. One is conceptual data models, another one is physical data models, another one is representational data models. We are going to discuss the types of models comes under for each category. Coming to conceptual data models, ER model is used in conceptual data models. Coming to physical data models, it will tells us about the storage of the database. Coming to representation data models, we have hierarchical data model, network data model, and relational data model. Now we understood that we have three categories of data models: conceptual data models, physical data models, or representational data models. ER model belongs to conceptual data models, whereas physical data models it will tells us about the storage details. The hierarchical network and relational model belongs to representation data models. All these data models, we can say these are the types of data models. Now we will discuss each and every data model in detail. Let us discuss conceptual data model. It is also called as a high level data model. ER model is used as a conceptual data model. With this model, the designer is going to collect the requirements from the customer. So it is used in the requirements gathering process. You can see one sample ER diagram for the schema. The student, it has some attributes, SID, SNAME, age, and each attribute is specified with a data type. Coming to another relation, course, it has attributes like CID, CNAME, grades, whereas enrolled, it has attributes SID, CID, grade. For this schema, we are going to see what is the ER diagram or ER model. So, in ER model, the full form of ER model is entity relationship model. So, here in this diagram, you can see student is one entity, whereas course is another entity. Each entity is specified with a set of attributes. For student, SID, SNAME is. For entity course, it has also specified with a set of three attributes: CID, CNAME, credits. And these two entities, they have a relationship called students enrolled different courses. Enrolled has one attribute, grade. Physical data model is also called as a low level data model. It will tells us how the total data is stored in the form of files, records, and what is the index mechanism we are using for accessing the data, and what is the data structure we are using for storing the data. All these things we can understand by using the data model. And database administrator will take the responsibility of this physical data model. Representation data model, is also called as implementation data model. This model is used to implement the real database by taking input from the ER model. This model is used to represent the logical part of the database. Here we can see some types of data models: hierarchical data model, network data model, relational data model. A relational model came in the year 1970. Before that, we used hierarchical and network models. We will discuss in detail. Let us consider hierarchical data model. It's a tree-like structure. You can visualize here. Here you can see one parent and many children, just like an index of a book, or something like you can consider another example. One department may have many courses. So department you can consider as a parent and courses you can consider as a children. In this diagram you can see 2B21. That means you can correlate this particular hierarchical data model with earlier schema. That is something like this is a student ID, student name, age. Here one department can have many courses. The department you can consider as a parent, whereas course you can consider as a child. In this diagram, the student's relation has SID, SName, age as attributes, whereas course relation has CID, CName, credits. So here you can see this is a parent, and whereas coming to course as a child. Let us come to the 2B21. This is a parent, whereas it has two childs. Those childs are 1 or 2, that is CID. Course name is something like C language, and it has 3 credits. Another child is course ID is 103, course name is Python programming, and it has 4 credits. The disadvantage with hierarchical data model is it supports one-to-many relationship only. Another problem with hierarchical data model is it creates data inconsistency. Whenever we are going to remove parent, then we are supposed to remove the relevant children also. Let us consider network data model. It has a graph-like structure. It builds on the hierarchical data model, and it also supports many-to-many relationship. Whereas in the case of hierarchical model, data model, it supports only one-to-many relationship. Here it supports many-to-many relationship also. So here you can see in this diagram that 1A19, in this example, the 1 is nothing but a SID, A is SName, 9 is age of a student, 101 is the course ID, DBMS is the course name, 3 is meant for credits of a course. So in this diagram you can observe that how these are linked. So here you can see if you start here, you can go to here and you can come here, you can come here, you can come here. That means this network, what happens, you can go in any way, many paths you have, so that you can go from one location to any location. So that accessing of the data is very easy and fast. That is the advantage of the network model we are using widely before relational model. Let us consider relational data model. The relational model came in the year 1970 after network model. In relational model, the data is stored in the form of tables. Each table consists of set of columns and rows. In this diagram, you can see 3 tables. One is students, another one is enrolled, another one is courses. It has some attributes. Students have some attributes, SID, SName, age, whereas courses has some set of attributes, CID, CName, credits, and enrolled has attributes like SID, CID, and grade. Relational model supports all these relationships that are one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. In the next video, we will discuss in detail about ER model, and in another video, we are discussing in detail about relational data model. Thank you. Thank you one and all.